What does it mean to be an American? There are many different attributes an American citizen could have, but one of the most important is lending a helping hand when others are at their lowest. This attribute was apparent during the devastating fires California experienced in 2017 and 2018. Many lost their lives, homes, memories, and meaningful personal belongings to the blaze. Throughout these tragic losses, Californians showed the true meaning of being American by putting their differences aside, by donating supplies, and giving up their time to help those struggling and suffering.
Guy Fieri set up his mobile barbecue to whip up thousands of meals for fire victims and emergency crews yesterday.
Close to 4,000 inmates in California's prison system volunteer to fight fires.
I like it because you're out, you're not behind a wall, and you get to give back to the community, you get to help families.
We talked to Stephen Walsh, the communications director for the Red Cross Gold Country region, and he explained what he saw during the devastating car fire.
The overall biggest thing that I saw was at the shelter that I was at was hundreds of people. A lot of them were infirmed or had medical conditions or people that absolutely had nowhere else to go. And it was a situation where you had dozens and dozens of volunteers on site giving them everything that they needed for immediate care. Things like a place to sleep, food to eat, someone to talk to, things like that. See the impact of what the Red Cross is doing. So when you're in a situation like a disaster like the wildfires and you see people that are eating the meals that we're providing and you're seeing people appreciative of something as simple as providing them with a place to sleep, seeing it directly really does change your attitude on interacting with your community, and it really makes you aware that there are people that need help all the time, and giving that help is actually a very simple thing to do.
The true heroes that were behind the scenes for the natural disasters were the first responders and volunteers. They risked their lives to save others.
I think it is appropriate to recognize the heroic acts of the men and women who fight these fires throughout the season, and to recognize the loss of a firefighter in Montana.
We talked to David Price, who is the engineer for the Consumnes Fire Department in Elk Grove. He explained to us how the firefighter team relies on each other to stay alive, as if David makes one mistake, it affects the people inside.
And so we are like a really tight family. We sleep in the station together, we eat together, cook, clean, all that type of stuff. And in reality, we all rely on each other. So I mentioned I'm the engineer. I have to get water to the firefighter who's on the end of the hose, and if they're inside the building and I make a mistake with my job, they could get into some serious trouble. So we all rely on each other, and it's all kind of a very tight family that relies on each other, and that's one of the things I really enjoy and like about the job.
Again, I too want to thank the over 12,000 men and women who fight fires every day throughout our country. And our thoughts and prayers are with those in Montana who have lost lives, and to the firefighters who are continuing to battle the blazes there.
Small acts of kindness like these truly make an impact on the lives of the people who lost everything. We talked to Derek Cantar, who has first-hand experiences in the behind-the-scenes of the fires. Derek works for Caltrans Offices of Emergency Management, who is also the state coordinator of emergencies in the state and has been working every major wildfire since 2014.
Some of the more touching acts of kindness was when you would see a firefighter coming out of the front lines carrying someone's pet, and then they would give it to one of the animal handlers who was there. But it was pretty common to see firefighters looking after people's pets in the middle of their job. That was pretty outstanding. I think for me, the biggest acts I saw were hugs. Was when you'd see first responders taking time out to give someone a hug who wanted to hug them. Even if they felt they were a little bit busy, just that physical act of just saying, I'm here, we're going to do this together, we're helping each other, we're going to do this together, was emotionally pretty interesting. It was fun to watch.
The definition of being an American is a lot more than just living in this glorious country. The definition may vary from each citizen, as everyone has their right to freedom of speech, but to us, it is the selflessness that the people of this country have in time of crisis.